What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. Now, the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything!
That's part of Luthen's monologue about what he sacrificed for his belief in the series Andor. And while he's specifically talking about what he sacrificed, it plays into larger themes of the show about the cost of belief. When we first meet Diego Luna's Cassian Andor 10 years ago in Rogue One, he's the pinnacle of that idea. He does terrible things for his belief, murder and espionage and deceit, all in the hope that one day he will see the end of the oppression of the Empire. His belief guides him, drives him even to his death. The Cassian we meet at the beginning of Andor, however, is not that man. He is selfish and reactionary, a man who believes in nothing in particular. And with that, he's a man without a name. It's interesting that Andor doesn't go by his name for most of the first season of the show, actually. The name that the show is based upon. He hides behind pseudonyms. When the show opens, Cassian is in search of his sister. He doesn't know his sister's name, interestingly, and I won't try to explain the reason for that here, but it leads to this interesting idea about names right in the opening sequence of the show.
Well, whoever she is, she's not here. She disappeared. People come and go. You should leave.
What was her name?
Nobody here gives their real name.
Things go south almost immediately after this scene, when two Imperial corpos try to hassle him. Cassian kills them both. The first on accident, the second to survive. This double murder spurs on the events of the show, setting the Empire to chase after him, and inversely to be recruited by Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen, who's trying to start an organized rebellion. During the heist arc, Andor, who goes by Clem in this arc, which is actually the name of his father, who was killed by the Empire, joins a group who are planning on stealing the sector's Imperial payroll. This is where he meets a manifesto writing character named Nemik. He's challenged twice on the nature of belief. First, before they know that Andor is being paid to be there, and they're not. And second, after they find out he is.
The pace of repression outstrips our ability to understand it, and that is the real trick of the Imperial thought machine. It's easier to hide behind 40 atrocities than a single incident. But they have a fight on their hands, don't they? Our elemental rights are such a simple thing to hold, they will have to shake the galaxy awfully hard to loosen our grip.
I'd like to hear what Clem believes.
I know what I'm against. Everything else will have to wait.
You're my ideal reader.
Nemik is the perfect antagonist to Andor's belief system. He's not only someone who's willing to stand up and fight against the Empire, but he's looking to evangelize his ideas to the lukewarm. Andor filling in the negative space of belief by knowing what he's against doesn't automatically fill in the gaps for what he does believe. It's a passive man's excuse for belief. It requires nothing of him except to react.
I couldn't sleep.
It's natural.
I need to be at my best.
Don't worry. The excitement will kick in.
Struggling to understand why my faith doesn't calm me. I believe in something. Why am I so unsettled? I mean, you have nothing. You sleep like a stone. I write when I can't sleep. Wrote about you last night. Not you, specifically, not Clem. Although I'm assuming that's not your real name anyway.
He sleeps fine through the night, because as soon as he leaves this heist, he'll move on. He'll go lie low somewhere and hope that it'll blow over, that he can depend on the laziness of the Empire to stop caring about him. Since belief doesn't touch his life, since the weight of the galaxy doesn't rest on his shoulders, he sleeps peacefully. When the heist goes sideways and some of the rebels lose their lives, the survivors escape with a good chunk of the payroll and attempt to get the wounded Nemik life-saving treatment. One of the survivors, played by the Bear's Eben Moss Makarek, suggests to Andor that they leave behind the rest of the remaining crew and split the payment.
So just leave them here.
Don't play the high mind with me. You're not here to save anybody but yourself. I saw the first minute you came into camp. You're just like me. We were born in the hole, and all we know is climbing over somebody else to get out. There's a moon 8 parsecs from here with nobody home. Put that thing down, catch our breath, split up the winnings. So this one...
Andor kills him on the spot. It's violent and sudden, but it's the first inkling of believing in something for Cassian. Nemik ends up dying anyway, but he leaves Cassian his manifesto. In the prison escape arc, Andor is arrested under the name Kiev, and the Empire is none the wiser that the man they're hunting is in fact already in their grasp. In this arc, there's an underlying temptation for the characters to do their work, and then once their days are up, they'll be released. Except the twist is they never get released. They get moved to another floor of the prison. What's interesting is that Cassian is already being proactive to make an escape, even before the information gets passed around the prison that there's no escape. Even more interesting, Cassian can't sleep. After his inevitable escape and a marvelous call to action by Andy Serkis, he heads back for his home planet to try and go to his mother's funeral. The Empire's expecting him, and he listens to Nemik's manifesto. Structurally, the narrative device of his name is bookended by the individual arcs of the show. The first 3 episodes where he uses his given name but believes in nothing, the middle 2 arcs where he uses 2 separate false names, and the final arc of the season when he actually believes in something and has no need to hide his real name. He never outright says anything like, "I am Cassian Andor," in the final arc or anything, but the theme stands. He's being hunted by people who are constantly saying his name, and so he shows up as the man they are hunting, and then outwits them. Upon outwitting them, he finds Luthen again, who in spite of recruiting him has been trying to kill him all season because Cassian is a loose end. On Luthen's ship, he stands there defenseless.
You came here to kill me, didn't you?
You don't make it easy.
I will now.
What game is this?
No game. Kill me. Or take me in.
He's found something he wants to fight for, or die for. He has no other recourse anymore, because his belief has taken hold, and now his name means something to him. Names mean nothing when oppression becomes your shadow, as is the case with his sister and the people in the brothel. Hope doesn't exist when you keep your head down, but when these characters do something, when they stare their oppressors down, when they believe in something worth dying for, there's hope. Rebellions are built on hope, after all. Andor is an excellently written drama set within Star Wars. It's a rare feat that the show exists and is as good and moving as it ends up being. The excellent monologues, the set pieces, the visuals, the performances, the music, and how it changes for each intro, and the mature themes saturate nearly every frame. There's no show that I've seen that runs on all cylinders to enhance so thoroughly the stories that are set after it, save Better Call Saul. The small and great sacrifices of the characters in Andor enrich the successes of what will happen in the original trilogy. When Luke Skywalker blows up the Death Star, it's because of the sleepless nights Andor had to endure. This show makes me want to be something, to have substance in spite of emptiness, to stand up in the face of evil, to believe in something to the point of loss, to embrace truth to the point of suffocation, to be sleepless because of the weight of belief. Andor is trying to revolutionize you, to make you believe in something and challenge you to hold on to that belief when the toll for it comes.
And then remember this. The Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear.
There is a wound that won't heal at the center of the galaxy. There is a darkness reaching like rust into everything around us. We let it grow, and now it's here. It's here, and it's not visiting anymore. It wants to stay. The Empire is a disease that thrives in darkness. It is never more alive than when we sleep.